I welcome Mr. Habib Rahman PA. He has completed his master's degree in marine biology from the Department of Ocean Studies and Marine Biology, Pondicherry University, Port Blair campus. He is currently working as a research fellow at the Research and Environmental Education Foundation REEF, a non-profit organization based in Lakshadweep, dedicated to marine conservation, traditional knowledge preservation, and environmental education. His research primarily focuses on the seagrass ecosystems of the Lakshadweep archipelago, with special emphasis on mapping, ecosystem functioning, seagrass phenology, and community-led conservation. His team is actively monitoring conservation sites in Agathi and Kalpeni Islands to develop seagrass insurance sites that can help restore lagoon ecosystem function. Welcome, Habib. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much for giving such a wonderful introduction about me. I think my slides are visible to everyone, I hope.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to climate change studies in Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology for giving such a wonderful opportunity for me to present my work in here and for your invitation. Our work is an initial what we said like our work is an initial long-term monitoring work we conducting from Lakshadweep and along with the site-specific conservation aspects. I hope everyone will enjoy my presentation. Okay, I'm directly going to my research title: Greening the Blue, Seagrass Diversity, Spatial Distribution, and Restoration Strategies on Agathi Island. Before I am going to start, I would like to introduce a little about my regional non-governmental organization named Research and Environmental Education Foundation. Is established in 2020. Our vision is to protect, preserve, and restore ocean health through education, research, and direct action conservation. What are our major focusing area is conservation management and pollution abatement to protect and restore ecological balance and strengthening the livelihood of our community like fishermen, students, and women self-help groups, and also facilitating to access to field resources and institutional support to researchers, NGOs, and relevant stakeholders. And also everyone is knows our community is a purely fisherman community, so we have a lot of indigenous knowledge to preserve, document, and promotion of traditional indigenous knowledge systems, and also advance the sustainable development initiative that integrates the environmental stewardship with the community well-being in Lakshadweep. So these are our key focusing area. And come to our Seagrass study. Who all are visited Lakshadweep, they knows very well Lakshadweep is a crystal clear blue water atoll system, and its serene beauty of beaches is a really a paradise of India, and it lies around 200 to 400 kilometers off the Kerala coast, and it comprises total 36 islands, which is including 12 atolls, 3 reefs, and 5 submerged banks. So the climate is a warm and humid is around 27 to 33 degrees Celsius, and the southwest monsoon is bringing the a huge rainfall from May to yearly October is estimated average amount of approximately 1614 mm. So everyone knows very well about what is seagrass and its ecology, everything. So I just give you a little about the seagrass. Is a submerged flowering plant and distributed globally across the temperate and tropical coastal regions. We can see it is from shallow coastal to exuberant environments and extending from the intertidal zone to the 90-meter cover. And approximately around 0.1 to 0.2% of ocean floor only covered with the seagrass. So, and more than in the context of Lakshadweep, why we are protecting the seagrass, because of our beaches are the erosion is very frequently we can see in Lakshadweep. So the coastal protection is one of the major things we want to do, and the key indicator of our ocean health and providing critical habitat. Also, everyone knows that our island people are mainly focusing on fishing aspect. So conservation of these sites are very important for boosting our fishery economy. And also, we consider as Lakshadweep is an third most significant seagrass ecosystem. Then, what is really happening now to this ecosystem? That's what we are studying from this region. Is it in we can see the globally seagrasses are declining. That also we can see, but it is receives only less attention than mangroves and coral reefs. Besides the anthropogenic pressures, there are lot of in 2025 onwards, we can see a lot of turtle grazing impacts in the Lakshadweep archipelago, and highlighting the delicate ecological balance of this habitat, which is vital for sustaining turtle in the Lakshadweep. And in our study, we primarily focus on the ground truth assessment. Why? Because our island is geographically isolated, and technological and logistical constraint is one of the major things we facing here. And also the techno like our lab facilities are very less here, and there's a lot of things in this region we are facing. So that's why we go for a, and as a perspective of a regional NGO, we can able to access every location in the island. So that's why we choose a ground truth assessment. To address this gap, the study assesses the spatial distribution and the species composition of seagrass to support evidence-based management, effective monitoring, and targeted restoration strategies. So the materials and methods. This is my study area, Agatti Island, which is covers around 3.84 kilometers square of land with a 17.50 kilometer lagoon. The island is lies in the northeast to southwest orientation in the Arabian Sea and narrowing towards the south. Then, how we did our seagrass mapping, the methods we are given as a graphical representation here. The survey we initiated in January 2025, and we conducted intertidal work on the exposed eastern side for the pilot study, and underwater toy surveys we conducted in the western lagoon. And we did a subhabitat specific survey method is classified into inner reef, intermediate lagoon, and intertidal lagoon to enable accurate ground truthing. And we did a laying of 50-meter transects perpendicular to the shore and 1 meter quadrant at 3 meter intervals. Around 17 we did in a 50-meter transect, and we assessed the seagrass cover abundance and distribution. And we did seagrass shoot density and measuring seagrass leaf length. So for extensive, I already mentioned earlier the site-specific stress we facing here. Other than anthropogenic activity is the turtle grazing impact. So how do we assess this, and how can we recover from that? For that study, we implemented we selected three natural meadows for natural meadow habitat enhancement. For this, Halodo uninervis, Thalassia hembrici, and Halophila ovalis we selected, and restore for restoration trials, and experimental cage around 6 for two in each habitats where we deployed. And for assessing the effectiveness, we did this to compare with the 50-meter square control area adjacent to the cages, and we monitor three variables: canopy cover, shoot density, and canopy height at the time of 3, 7, and 12 months. These are the pictorial references I given here in our work. So as come to the result, around a total of 60 transects were laid at 100-meter intervals and covering around 6 kilometers within the intertidal lagoon region, and 6 transects each in the two habitats like inner reef and intermediate lagoon at an interval of 1 kilometer. And in our survey, what we find that through our ground truth, A total of only a 21 hectare area is only presenting now seagrass in Agatti Island, which is under the families Hydrocataceae and Cymodacea. And the seagrass abundance where we seen in more in Cymodacea rotundata is around 41 percentage. I given the presentation here. 41 percentage with the 22 shoot per meter square, followed by Halodul uninervis is 28 percentage with 115 shoots per meter square, and the Thalassia hemorrhage is only 27 percentage and 24 shoots per meter square, and Halophila ova is the last one. And the east side of the lagoon, where I told you in the exposed intertidal region, in the east side of the lagoon, I approached all recorded species from that area. And in the western lagoon, I only found two species like Thalassia hembrici and H. ovalis. This is a comparative analysis we did from the region based on the previous studies. We can see in 1991 is around 0.50 hectare, and extensive studies in this region were conducted by EP, Nobi, and Dilip and T. Tangaraju. They assess the different year of investigation 2000, 2007, and 2008. We can see a gradual decline in the seagrass meadows from the region, and present study is shows only a 21 hectare. And the things what we done from here, we just mapped which all species where we encounter from the region in our transect. We get the geolocation by using GPS, and worked this in a Google Earth Pro engine to map what are the species now available here in the east and west side, and it is support for the future research who all are interested to work in this particular island. They can easily access where they can find out the species from this map. This is also available in our social media platforms who all are can access. And this is the natural meadows from here. The major four species I encountered from the Agathi Island. And above ground cage treatment, we I already mentioned earlier, like we measured three variables like canopy cover, shoot density, and canopy height. And zone A, we selected a uninervis, and zone B, Thalassia hembrici and Halophila ovalis for zone C. We can see a first preliminary assessment, a comparative good result we get from the our study, and further studies are going on. Then we gave the graphical representation bar diagram how it is shows. And coming to the conclusion, this study documents the current spatial distribution and species composition of seagrass meadows at Agathi Island, emphasizing the importance of ground truthing for accurate habitat assessment. As a preliminary assessment with a long-term monitoring framework, it reveals a substantial meadows loss and underscores the need for urgent conservation actions to safeguard this critical habitat for island stability. Furthermore, this study is an initial effort. We quantified the site-specific restoration practices within a natural habitat. I'm really happy to share my community approach here. We did a community awareness, a series of community awareness we conducting in this region to enhance their knowledge in especially about the seagrass, because this is a vital ecosystem we want to preserve, we want to conserve here for their livelihood security. And I'm really happy about their enthusiasm and their active role and their participation with us to achieve our goal. Hopefully in nearby future we can come with a good research outcomes in the region. And what our future investigation plans are given here: extend seagrass mapping across the Lakshadweep archipelago using integrated technologies, combined with systematic ground truthing approaches, because we can see a lot of untouchable biodiversities here. A lot of atolls are still insufficient knowledge about what is their diversity or which species is presenting here. So as a regional NGO, we can able to cover all these aspects. So we select as our future investigation plan to that. And evaluation of seagrass multifunctionality, only we conserving this natural habitat for as a like our donor site for going a restoration, further restoration activity. So how is multifunctionality concomitant with the meadow recovery, that we want to evaluate in the island ecosystem, incorporating active community participation and establishing a long-term ecological monitoring framework to assess seagrass health, resilience, and climate-driven impacts across the island ecosystem. So these all are my strength and our team who all are support for this crucial experiment and field work. And I also thankful to the Habitat Trust who give the funder for doing our experiment in Lakshadweep archipelago. And I am finally concluding here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening my work, and I'm seeking your future support for doing more things from the Lakshadweep. And I given our mail address and our social media platforms here, who all are would like to join with us and collab, they can directly, it's an open door for everyone who all are interested, they can join with us, and happy to be with you, and thank you so much.